In Need for Speed Unbound, there are multiple OP cars. For the 488, that is just downright stupid. To the Regera, that is insanity. There are plentiful of OP cars we are finding out. But this is kind of an important one because it's different. This is the Mazda RX7, and it is pretty popular when it comes to drifting in Need for Speed. Now, the difference is in Need for Speed Unbound, drifting was kind of an afterthought, and so I've not even really touched it myself. And so I haven't really built many drift cars. In fact, this is probably going to be my second drift car that I've built in Need for Speed Unbound. But this is going to be based on you guys' tips. The drifting in this game is a little bit weird, a little bit different in that, well, essentially, it's not about the angle. It's not really about a combination of them either. It's genuinely about how far can you slide, which it's a little bit weird. To be completely honest, I'm not sure how I like it. It feels like an afterthought is basically what I said. So anyway, we're going to build this thing and customize it. And as I said, you guys are going to help me doing that based on what you said. Do you remember on the other video? Well, that would be based on the 400Z video we just posted as well. Honestly, you guys are the best. Let's get to it. Now, the body kits, I'm not expecting anything majorly new, to be completely honest. However, it's always fun to customize an RX-7, and now we can tint the lights and stuff. That's definitely going to add something to it. So, well, actually, can we make it, oh yeah, slightly pop up, and then we can tint it as well? That is awesome. I went for a preset body kit. Genuinely, I actually really do like the preset body kits. It does say, what on earth? God, that looks so weird. It saves a lot of time, and honestly, especially with cars like we know how we're gonna build them already, like the RX-7, considering it's, well, it's been very similar for a long time, it's very helpful. Oh, do we have the LED? We do. Thank you so much for keeping those LED lights. We can tint them, right? But would there really be much point in it? That I don't know. That bumper doesn't quite fit, but you know what? I don't care. It's beautiful, baby. Why are all the titanium tips so small? Why are the exhausts in general so small? Has anyone noticed? Like, I feel like the exhausts used to have larger options and they've just kind of now it fits better. Beauty. How about some skids? I don't know what color I'm gonna go for, so we can't choose the plate yet. Big old wang, Country Labs. Let's go. We got a Jesus. The wings on this car are always pretty mental. I feel like technically this is the biggest wing. Good old Speed Hunters coming in clutch. Let's go with a Ganador style. I want to hear nothing about this. I'm picking my favorite wheels. This is genuinely, guys, listen. This is the first time I've put them on in this game. All right, so you gotta give me credit where credit is due, right? I deserve it. I held off for so long. The only thing I don't like about this body kit, the front bumper is way too tall. There needs to be a lower hanging one. I don't know why there aren't any. Who did this? You disgrace me. Of course, most of the liveries are gonna be like this. But that's not what we're going for. I do want a cool drift design though. I feel like we haven't done many designs, especially on the PC side of things. Oh, and the reason we're doing it on PC is because I can test the waters and then just build it on the console. Oh, this is gonna look spicy. Oh, I like that a lot. That is nice. Okay, so this is the important part, is the performance. Honestly, I'm just gonna max this thing out. We've got ourselves the ability to swap engines, but quite honestly, I don't want to go away from the Wankel. Oh my God, you can go V12? What? Let's just max this boy out on all its own parts and start off with just full drift everything. Ladies and gentlemen, the RX-7 is here. She is spicy. She is speedy. She's better than the Supra. I don't care about the Supra not being here because we got this boy right here. Okay, so I've not done any handling tuning, any modifications in that route, but what I have done is bought all the parts available, and I've just realized this is probably one of my favorite areas. I keep coming back here without even trying. It's all very unintentional. Move! But I think this would be one of the cool areas to drift. You got this roundabout here, and then you've got another section over here as well. So without traffic, this would be a pretty cool location. All right, let's see how we get our skid on straight away. Okay, it's not quite going as you want. It's gripping up a bit too much. There you go. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, no. Absolutely not. So into the handling tuning, go to full drift. We're going to go full steering sensitivity and bring the downforce down. I don't want it. Get in the bin. I love that you can tell straight away the wheels just start spinning like crazy Okay, so we're micro drifting, but we're technically drifting the whole roundabout, no problem. I just thought of something so fun. Let's see if I can drift around here with this view. Shut the hell up, I'm trying to skid. This is way more difficult than it should be. Let's go, baby. One wheel peel. One wheel peel. Okay, this is terrible. Don't do that, it doesn't work. So micro drifting, or well, drifting in terms of Need for Speed Unbound is possible here. It thinks we're constantly drifting. I think the drifting looks naff, quite frankly, and I want to see, as I said, if you guys have come up with some better solutions. So let's try the first solution, and that comes to us from... I had to do that. Our first suggestion says that we should go for sport drift tires, stock clutch, and lowest possible gearbox. So before we do that, we should probably set the benchmark. Let's do it. Where does it go? To the side here. The benchmark is fully upgraded drift build, and my first attempt at doing so. You can definitely tell, I feel like the 400Z slid quite a lot better than the RX7 straight away. This, oh, hang on. Hang on. I might eat my words. I might eat my words. You can do a sweaty. You can sweat along. Oh my goodness, we're actually going to do pretty well here. This is good. This is pretty good. Look at that. Damn. 3 stars, and we've got a benchmark. I'm so glad it saves the position as well. And that was a first attempt. So if I don't get better with the other things, maybe just ignore these. Sports drift tires. We don't have sports, so I guess we'll go pro. The lowest possible gearbox. That used to be a suggestion I had in the previous ones. This is actually a 4-speed and the stock clutch. Right, let's see how this be. I have come to realize that this is my new favorite camera angle. I use it online all the time because usually what I would do in a Need for Speed game, I prefer the look of this camera, but I usually push the camera up, which means I have to kind of hold it like this, which is fine. I can do it. I've done it for years, but this just... How? This just feels a little bit more comfy. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's begin. We know the route now. It's a little bit more sensical. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it feels like it definitely wants to slide more. Yeah, the tires feel like they have less grip. Now, generally in drifting, you actually want a good balance because you want to be able to grip. Of course, Need for Speed is not quite a, you know, that type of game. It's not a simulator, but this is definitely working a hell of a lot better straight away. It's being able to micro drift a lot more, but we still just missed the mark. Though, I'm gonna say that was so much better. But he's on to the next suggestion. Let's see if it's any better. So these are the settings they use on their Subaru, but I think it would probably somewhat translate. They go for single turbo, S+, 65 to 75% drift rate. You can read the comment. We're gonna set it up like this. So I guess the big one on this is going for the suspension that doesn't have kind of affiliation to road or off-road. That's an interesting one, because previously in the other games, the suspension off-road tended to help. So the big one on this is that they go for 65 to 75%. I'm gonna lean in the middle. I'm gonna go 70%. That should give us the best idea of both, right? Round number 3. Look out for the traffic that's already at the bloody start of it. So the comment did say they choose. Ooh. Okay, so this drifting has like less angle, I would say, but in doing so, it gives me the ability to control it more. It's not as fast, for example, but I feel like I get more slides in, because ultimately you're looking at distance drifting here. And again, I'm not in love with that idea. Look how many... Okay. All right, well, we've just maxed that out. Again, it still keeps counting, which is nice. And we're going to finish... Whew, we finished with 377 yards. Please, again, let it be known, I am just improving with this as we go. But I think it's safe to say this is a really nice setup. It gives you kind of the best of both. A little bit slower, but a little bit more controllable, a little bit more civilized, while I can be really aggressive on the inputs. It keeps the wheels spinning quite a lot longer. I've just managed to get a full kind of bar of boost, which tells you a lot, while actually not trying to. I was just trying to do some skids. It's pretty nice. So on this next suggestion, they say that we should use stock tires. let's give that a go. Why is this man staring into my camera? Go away. I don't like you. So I've gone back to maxing out pretty much everything. Gone back to the suspension, which is road focused. But the difference is we are on stock tires, just called tires in the Pro. And yeah, let's see how this does. Here we go. Let's get her going. So this is a simple switcheroo to put on standard tires with everything else maxed out. If this works well, that'll be interesting in that, well, essentially, that's the best thing you can do. It's swap on those tire types. But I'm going to say straight away, points-wise, I feel like some of the others may have been a little bit better. Of course, some of my runs may have been a little bit better. But I think this is the easiest route to actually building a drift car, is actually putting on the standard tires. Lower tier tires seem to just be better. Now, there's no traffic coming this way. Let's go again. What are you doing? I just said there's no traffic coming this way. I think one major problem I'm running into is the gearbox, for sure. I think that being a lower end thing, it was something I always did in Need for Speed Heat, just because you're going to rev bang constantly if you don't have the proper gearbox. That is the major problem for sure. So the tires actually are pretty good. I don't think it really matters that much. I think you can get away with like any set of tires, but that gearbox is definitely just ruining it for sure. So we did try this in the previous one, but it's just to tick every box in this video. Let's set this up for off-road. This comment suggested that, and well, that seemed to be the case as well. It seemed like it was smoother, more satisfying to look at. So road suspension on the maximum option. We've got ourselves the brakes. The tires are the best tires, but they are off-road. May actually be better to use lower end ones, but we'll play with that. We've got the clutch upgraded fully. We've got ourselves the 4-speed transmission. That is, I think, one of the most vital things. And the differential on full, just so we have that adjustability. Handling, again, I'm going to stick to this 70%, and you can choose the drift style you like. I think having both is nice for a full drift car. Let's get it, ladies and gents. Our setup, our attempt with the off-road setup. We've got the 4-speed gearbox, maximum off-road tires. All right, this. Oh, that is good. That gave me goosebumps. That was nice. I think of the fully upgraded tires, the off-road tires may be the best. That's allowing me to mungie like crazy and keep the drifts up with those micro drifts. I can upset the car super easily. And I think that is the quickest we have decimated that point. That is a nice setup. So again, just to recap, this is off-road. 377 is still our best points-wise, though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, what the hell? This is insane. It's just constantly spinning. It's giving us that drift distance that we need. Whoa, what is going on? I can just mungie. 377 is the best that we've got so far. And this, not particularly an incredible run. Whoa. You know, I think ultimately what I've decided is we need to test more suspension and wheels and whatever setups, well, in particularly just different areas. I think one huge thing to think about is the advantage of using off-road tires, especially when you consider the fact that half the bloody drift events are off-road. So you'll have some advantage there. So to summarize, the setup that I think I might end up keeping, because it seems to adjust angle really well, is the off-road tires. That is so weird. But the lower end drift tier tires are also really good. I think, yeah, as I said, it's going to depend on the location we are, but it looks like smoother and more constant drifts can happen with the off-road tires. 400 yards? Let's go. Of course, do let me know down in the comments if you've got any other better drift setups, but I think it's going to take a little bit more finding to really decide exactly what the best is. But look at this. Look at this. Let's go! Call me Driftman Magi. Matty C in the bin. Watch me. Full drift challenge on the next budget build. and I'm gonna destroy him. So in terms of the best setups, I would say there's kind of two. A more general kind of setup, I think if you're gonna have some off-road drift events, which are pretty common in this game, use your off-road tires. That might actually be my only variable part. Suspension, just go for the standard suspension on the best setting you can actually get. The brakes, ultimate. I say ultimate, I mean elite. Clutch elite, and the gearbox on the lowest possible always. We of course ended up with a single turbo, but that just means it's going to be more consistently boosting. The lower turbo is going to have two kind of boost levels if it actually replicates that. So a single turbo makes the most sense in my opinion. But yeah, the difference, the two options for tires, if you're going to do some off-roading, some not, well, go for the off-road tires. But if you want the best road drifting setup, go for the standard tires. They break traction the most, and they're super, just, you can just go. But if you didn't see the other drift build video we did to show you why you might want to use off-road tires, well, check this out. Super cool video with the 400Z. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll be back with more drifting. Peace.